And we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the second part of the show, we are now going to preview the early window games for Sunday. So we'll go through that. Also, just want to remind you guys that after this show today, we got a doubleheader. I usually say that, but today I didn't for some reason to open up the show. But after this, we have another edition of the GSMC Baseball Podcast, which will be at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure to tune in for that. I'm going to be talking about who won the MVP, who won the Cy Young. The Oakland A's are going to be moving into a new stadium. They'll be playing in Vegas. We'll talk about that and the latest trade rumors and other stuff within the offseason. So just make sure to tune in for that. Like I said, that'll be at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So let's get into the early window games here. So we'll start off with another AFC North matchup this week, and that is going to be between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Now, originally, the line was the Steelers getting 4 points. They were 4-point underdogs, but since then the line has now dropped to 1. And that is because Dorian Thompson-Robinson is going to get the start, DTR, for the Browns, which I was surprised by. I thought P.J. Walker would get the start, but they're going to be rolling with him. And he did not have a good first game against the Ravens earlier in the season. He went 20 of 37, 130 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. It was rough. He actually played in the Seahawks game a little bit. So, no, he actually went 19 of 36, 121 yards, no touchdowns, 3 picks. I didn't even know he played in the Seattle game, but I guess he did. When they lost, I think it was 24-20. So he'll be starting again. And the Steelers, well, both teams are coming in at 6-3. It's going to be a tough game. Obviously, the Steelers, they're an offense that struggles to score points. But you know what? They've been carried by their defense. And now with Deshaun Watson being out, and you got a rookie quarterback starting, it's going to be tough. And I think Minkah Fitzpatrick might be back this week. I'm not 100% sure. It says he did not practice on Thursday, so he's questionable. Pat Freiermuth might be back this week, so that's big for the Steelers, getting him back in the offense. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that. As for the Browns, no major, other than Deshaun Watson being out, nobody major is out for this game. Oh, they're missing their tackles, obviously, but other than that, it seems like everybody else is going to play this week. So I think I got the Steelers in this game. I think with the rookie quarterback going up against the Steelers defense, I think it's going to be a low scoring game. Right now the over under is actually 33. That's actually really low. So they think it's going to be like a 16-13 game or something, which very well could be. But yeah, I like now with Watson being out, I like the Steelers to win a low-scoring game. They've been running the football better as of late. Mike Tomlin, and the words got mixed up a little bit, but he talked about how they got 2 starting running backs. They got Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren. So I think the Steelers are going to lean on that, and they play good defense, maybe force some turnovers. I think they win this game. It's going to be tough because it's in Cleveland. Browns got a good defense themselves, and they can force turnovers. But I like the Steelers in this spot here. So I'm going to go with them, the 1-point underdog. So then we go to the Chargers and the Packers. Chargers coming in at 4-5, losing that shootout with the Lions 41-38. The Packers coming off of a loss against the Steelers 23-19 last week. Packers are a 3-point underdog in this game. I mean, for weeks I've been picking the Packers and getting it wrong. I don't pick them against the Rams, and of course they win. Then I picked them last week, and if it wasn't for a blocked extra point, then they would have covered against the Steelers. Chargers don't really have a good defense, but They have a high-powered offense. And I know Keenan Allen is dealing with the shoulder injury. I think he's probably still questionable. So hopefully he does play. Because he hasn't. He was limited on Thursday. I'm assuming he's going to play in this game, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm gonna pick the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers I think will win this game. It's going to be close. Might be a close game, but I don't know. The Packers offense just isn't good. Even though Jordan Love actually has looked better, a little bit better the last couple of weeks. I'm gonna take the Chargers to win and cover. That's what I have in my spread pool. Maybe subject to change. I mean, if Keenan Allen actually misses the game, then maybe I switch it. But yeah, I just don't trust the Packers right now. But I mean, can I really trust the Chargers? No. But I think their offense will put up points. The Packers aren't good against the run. Austin Eckler could have a really good game. So I'm gonna take the Chargers. All right, so then we got the Giants and the Commanders. The Giants coming in at 2-8. Commanders coming in at 4-6, losing a tough game against Seattle last Sunday. Washington right now is a 9-point favorite. I actually, at the moment, I have the Giants with the 9 points. I think the Commanders obviously win. The Giants' defense looks so bad against Dallas, and Sam Howell's been playing good football this year. I could definitely see Washington blowing them out just because the Giants right now look like the worst team in football, and nothing's really going right for them. But I feel like 9 is such a big number, and I feel like the Giants own Washington. I don't expect them to win just because they're starting Tommy DeVito, but I feel like 9 points is a lot. So I actually am going to take the Giants with the points, but again, I won't be surprised if Washington blows them out. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, maybe Tommy DeVito has a better game. I mean, I don't know. But I say the Giants cover, but Washington wins. All right, so now we go to Dallas and Carolina. So Carolina's the home team. The Panthers are 1-8. Cowboys are 6-3, coming off of that big game against the Giants. Carolina is 10.5-point underdogs. That's another offense that struggles to score points. I'm a little nervous just because I feel like sometimes the Cowboys against inferior. I mean, they lost to the Cardinals this year. So I'm not saying I don't think they're going to lose, but I have Dallas in the spread pool. Even with the 10.5, I'm a little nervous picking them. I know that. Listen, I know they destroyed the Giants, but this is a road game, and Dak could turn the ball over, and this game could be close at one point. But the Panthers just can't score points. So right now I have Dallas. I'm going to take that. Dallas I think is going to win. I'm just a little nervous because 10.5 is again a lot of points. But I'm going to take Dallas. They're going to win and cover, and if they don't, then that's going to be annoying. I'm not going to be happy. Sorry, I was trying to laugh and I coughed at the same time. That was a little weird. Anyways, let's move on to the Bears and the Lions. So the line actually dropped down to 7.5. It was 10.5 to start the week. Now it's down to 7.5. Justin Fields is going to be back this week, so that's big for the Bears. I don't know. The Lions at home. Lions are really good at home. I don't think the Bears are going to be able to keep up with them. And especially with Fields just coming back from injury. I know the line dropped down to 7.5, so that's a little fishy that it went down. But I think the Lions win by a couple of scores, and I think they cover here. So I got the Lions winning and covering. And then we move on to actually one of the better games this weekend. I think it could be a sneaky good game. Cardinals and the Texans. Right now the Cardinals are 5-point underdogs. Texans coming off of that big win against the Bengals. Cardinals winning in Kyler Murray's 2023 debut. I like the Cardinals to cover, but I think the Texans win this game. C.J. Stroud is playing unbelievable, and I think they win this game. But I definitely could see this being a shootout, and I hope it is. So I like the Cardinals to cover, but the Texans to win outright. Sorry, my again still dealing with the cold, so that's why I keep clearing my throat here. So then we move on to a AFC South matchup between the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars coming off of a blowout loss to the 49ers. Titans losing 20-6 to the Buccaneers. Titans are getting 7 points. Right now, I did take the Titans in the spread pool, just because Jacksonville really hasn't looked great offensively. And after the impressive debut by Will Levis, he's kind of fallen back down to earth. So I don't know. I mean, I could definitely see me taking the points and then Jacksonville blowing them out. But I don't know. I mean, the Titans, they're kind of due for a get-right game. So I feel like they could keep it close, but I think the Jags win. They're the better team here. So I'll take the Jags winning, but I got the Titans covering the spread. But we'll see. All right, then we got the Raiders and the Dolphins. So this line has gone up a lot. It went from 10 to now it's 13.5. Raiders, I know, have come off of back-to-back wins against the Giants and the Jets. But now they're playing the Dolphins coming off of a bye week after they lost to the Chiefs a couple weeks ago. I'm taking the Dolphins to win and cover. I don't think the Raiders are going to be able to keep up with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins win by multiple scores. But you never know. But yeah, I like the Dolphins here to win and to cover. So those are all the early window matchups. And on the next segment, when we come back from our second break, we will go over the late window games. And then we'll have the Sunday night game, of course, at a preview at the end. But before I do that, before we go to break, I just want to remind you guys to tip or donate, get your comments recognized. Make sure to go to the following link. That is streamelements.com/gsmcsportsnetwork./tip. Again, that really helps the show, makes the show more interactive between myself, the host, and you guys, the viewers. Again, that is streamelements.com/gsmcsportsnetwork./tip. And as always, it is displayed on the ticker at the bottom of the show segment. So, when we get back from our second break of the show, we will preview the late window games for Sunday. So make sure to stick around. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. So stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Football Podcast.